This unit is Promote Feature Adoption and Discovery. It is the second unit on the User Engagement module on the Admin Beginner Trail. My name is Jeff Alhadeff. You're welcome to join me as I walk my way through this unit. If I come across anything that seemed confusing or need a little bit of explanation, I'll link to it in the description down below. Otherwise, you're just welcome to join me as I talk this through and ramble and think it out. But before I get started, I normally office from home, and just working today, oops, sorry about that, from the office and just looking at this incredible sunset, and just how downtown Bellevue looks. It's just astounding. Anyhow, just wanted to share that. Coming back over here. Sorry for banging you. And yeah, I'm not going to edit that in post-production because I really promised myself when I started doing these videos that I wasn't going to do any video editing, because I knew if I did, I would just spend all day video editing and then I wouldn't learn anything, because I get paid to write, not video edit. I don't even get paid to do this. This is a side thing that I'm doing for my own learning. But I like the sunset idea because I heard this thought recently that said, like, you know, we only have twilight on Earth because we have an atmosphere. So there's something cool about dawn and dusk, I think, that just, like, I don't need to be reminded of them on Earth. I know that's very scientific. Like, yes, of course you're on Earth, but there's something cool about it, that we're the only planet that gets that. Because we have an atmosphere, unless there's other planets that have atmospheres, but I don't think so. Okay, here we are. Decide when to use after completing this unit, you'll be able to decide when to use user engagement prompts. Describe the two types of prompts, floating and docked. And we're back. Floating and docked. That's an interesting set of words. Okay. And then add prompts to your org. Choosing the right subject. Before we get into how to add prompts, let's talk a little more about why you add prompts. Prompts are perfect for the feature discovery and adoption scenarios, such as new features enabled or available. Experienced users appreciate enhancements to features they use often, and like to be the first to know about the new features as long as the information is helpful and relevant. User isn't taking advantage of a valuable feature. Sometimes your users aren't using your application to its full potential. To help them follow best practices and take advantage of beneficial features and increase the likelihood of renewal, it's for their benefit. Offer tips and guidance focused on saving time and increasing productivity. I said that about the renewal sarcastically and like cynically, but the reality is the beauty of the pay per month model, or, you know, as a service model, is that you have to win the person's business all the time. And that's one of those beautiful things about capitalism, where you have the interests of both parties are mutually aligned, then, ideally. How do you choose the right subject for your prompt? Good candidates for prompts, and features to avoid. Features that are easy to learn and start using right away are good candidates for prompts. Features that are available to users without setup or personalization. Features that are highly complex, features that have a steep learning curve, and features that can be heavily personalized by users. Those are the ones we want to avoid. This is totally nitpicky of me, but since this is like good for prompts, good feed candidates for prompts, I would have liked a more parallel construction. like good candidates, bad candidates, like make it easy in my brain instead of features to avoid. I know why they wrote it this way, because we don't like to say that any feature is a bad feature. But even breaking this table up, which I so you have like 2/3 and 1/3, sort of throws my brain, because I actually thought this table, this side, was like explaining the stuff on this side, just the way the format it was, whereas it's really providing a comparison or a list to opposing lists. And you're going to have 3 rows of this one anyhow, because you have 3 bullets, so what's the big deal if this wraps? Okay, totally off topic. Now that we talked about the goal and purpose of the prompt, let's chat about the audience. Although every company and user is unique, remember that generally users know the basics and don't want their workflows interrupted without good reason, want actionable, relevant information about new possibilities, updates to features they use often, and new features that could increase productivity. Don't want to be sold to unless an offering is clearly tailored to their needs. So unless you want your prompt to be closed before it's read, carefully select a subject that speaks to your users. Now that you have a purpose and audience in mind, let's talk about the 2 different types of prompts. I really like what they did here with this like grayscale and then calling attention with it. I really like the way they did that. Wow. Floating prompts are a non-intrusive way to nudge users toward a feature or opportunity. There is no extra fluff here, just a short and sweet message. I would like to point out that short and sweet, it is fluff. Because you could say short or you could say sweet, but you don't need to say short and sweet. So there's fluff. But a call to action in the form of a button that opens a URL of your choice. You can place a floating prompt in one of 6 positions on a page. Top left, top center, top right, bottom left, bottom center, bottom right. And you see what's nice about this is the UI is going to update. And with this sort of like light grayscale, it's unlikely that, or it's going to look different from company to company, and installation, colors could change, font, whatever. This is, the signal noise issue here was really good. Very little noise. Floating prompt. Docked prompts are great when users refer... Wait. Darn it. You know what happens. Okay. This image is a floating prompt. Oh, and the reason they probably to put the text down here is for localization. Okay. So that way you don't have to localize the image. But, okay. I read this a little bit as like a title into here. I'm just editorializing. Docked prompts are great when users need to refer to content while exploring a feature on their own. Unlike the floating prompt, the docked prompt stays in place while the user navigates through the app. Use a docked prompt for content that you want to remain on screen, such as step-by-step instructions that users can follow while learning how to complete a task in the app. And that image goes for the docked prompt. I think I'd like the image at the top, the text at the top. See this? It's more divided in half. It feels more like a comparison. Choose a floating prompt. Choose a floating prompt when your goal is to drive readers to a resource, such as a training, PDF, web, or website. Your goal is to have readers acknowledge information without specifically completing an action. Your message is short, approximately 1 sentence. See, they didn't say short and sweet this time. Use a docked prompt when you want to include a short, step-by-step instructions that the user can consult while they work. Your message is longer than one sentence. Cool. Examples of prompts. Here are some examples of the different types of prompts. If you want some examples of prompts, consider installing the InApp Guidance Boost Sales User Productivity and Lightning Experience Managed package from Salesforce. It's a great starting point for building your own library of prompts. To install this package, your org must already have the Sales app installed. Suppose you want to introduce your users to a new feature for submitting feedback. You draft this message. How are we doing? You have a new way to provide feedback on your workspace. Use the Suggestion Box app to submit suggestions and track their status. No tiny pencils required. To get to the suggestion box, go to the app launcher. It's the waffle-looking icon on the header, and search for Suggestion Box. In a doc prompt, your message would look like this. See how easy it is to add a prompt. Want to get hands-on with in-app guidance? Yeah. We don't have any hands-on challenge in this module, but if you want to follow along and practice the steps, you need to install the InApp Guidance Boost Sales User Productivity and the Lightning Experience package into your Trailhead Playground. To install this package, your org must already have the Sales app installed. ... I'll get back to you, extra period. To launch your playground and install the package, follow these instructions. First, launch your Trailhead Playground. Make sure you're logged into Trailhead. Then click your user avatar in the upper right corner and select Hands on Orgs. And then click your username. Okay, yeah, cool. You gave me instructions how to do that. I'm on to you. Next, get your username and password. In your playground, click the gear icon and click Setup and Users. Quick Find box, then select Users, check the box name, make a note of your username, click Reset Passwords, and then OK. This sends an email to the address associated with your username. If you don't see it, check your spam folder, click the link, enter a new password and confirm it. Okay, this is cool. To state the obvious, when it says get your username and password and then introduces this series of instructions, which were really nicely written, you only need to do this if you don't know your username and password. If you know your username and password, you don't need to reset it. And if you've been hanging out and doing already installed some packages and such, or if you saw in the video that I put together, then you probably you don't need to do this. Okay, moving along. If you're having trouble finding your username and resetting your password, see this article. Cool. Now you could install the package. In Chrome, open an incognito browser window. Select and copy this link into the incognito window and paste the address. Okay. And paste the link into the address bar. To install the package, click Get It Now. Okay, let's do this. It's worthwhile to point out that it probably is a good idea to grab your username because, like mine is resourceful-badger-well, whatever. Anyhow. Okay, but you don't have to change your password. Okay, click Get It Now on the Salesforce login page, enter username and password. Okay, then select Install in Production. Gosh, it's pretty. Agree to the terms and click Confirm and Install. Yeah. I have... This is such an issue. This teaches, like... In a certain way, like, we habituate people to not being careful on the web when we do stuff like that. And that's bad for security. Because, I mean, I'm lying right now. I haven't read the... and I won't. I agree to not read them. I will agree to them, say that scene. Come on, what? Okay, for some reason I had to enter my password again. On the login screen that appears, log in again with your Trailhead Playground credentials. Select Install for all users, then click Install. And once the installation is complete, click Done. I do like that gear icon. It's reminiscent of a crank. Getting an old-fashioned car started. Visually indicating that something is happening. Okay. If you have trouble installing the package, see the Install Apps and Packages in your Trailhead Playground unit of the Trailhead Playground Management module. The InApp Guidance boosts sales user productivity and lightning experience, catchy name, package you just installed comes with its own installation and considerations guide. Let's take a look at the new prompts you just installed. Click gear icon and setup. Gear icon and setup. Well, hey, I'm in setup. How about that? In Quick Find, enter in app and then select InApp Guidance. Look for the chatter profile tips. You should see the prompts installed from the package listed on the setup page. Look for chatter profile tips. In the Sales app, in the Sales app, from the row level action drop-down menu, select Preview. Could we just say from the drop-down menu? Is it necessary to say from the row level action drop-down menu? Row level action. Stroke. Select Preview. You got it. Yeah. That's cool. If these prompts don't precisely meet your needs, you can create your own prompts. Add a prompt. Watch the video. See how easy it is. I'm actually not going to do that because I don't have a head speaker at my, yeah, those things. Click the gear icon and click Setup. In the Quick Finder app, you see, this is why you have to read in front. I had a couple. Okay, we're going back. InApp. To the tab I just closed. Click Add Prompt. The Add Prompt window opens. I'm laughing at my own joke that I said in my head. They add prompts. Click open authoring bar. Open authoring bar. Open authoring bar. Why is it called an authoring bar? Add prompt. Navigate to the app and page. You want to add your prompt. That's cool. When you're finished, click Save and Preview. Cool. Oh gosh, that's funny. When you have a lineup of great prompts, it's important to monitor user engagement to see if your content is actually engaging users. Very often people are funnier, or not as funny as they think they are. I think I suffer from that ailment. When a prompt is active, view usage metrics on the InApp Guidance setup page. Views represent the total number of unique users who have seen the prompt. Completes, I think I'd like that as in italics. Completes represents the percentage of viewers who have clicked the action button. Set up a custom report type using the prompt action object. Prompt action. We'll get right on that right away, sir. Start by adding the last display date, last result name, times action date, times dismissed, times displayed, and user ID fields. See the prompt action API object of the resource section for the list of all the available fields. Then start asking questions to identify trends. Did you get more views or clicks on docked prompts or floating prompts? Did you get more action button clicks with a certain button label or title? Did longer content get fewer button clicks? Was there a drop-off in engagement during the run of the prompt? It may be difficult to identify exactly the correlations between behavior and retention, but review metrics will help you to fine-tune your location, position, content, and frequency settings. It might also be worthwhile to note that most corporations aren't big enough to get statistically meaningful metrics from their in-house adoption. And they might be served better by sitting with users and watching them use it and ask them questions about it and do like a real... Yeah. Okay, keep it going. Prompts are pretty easy and fun to create. You might want to keep making more of them. However, prompts are only part of user engagement, one part of user engagement. The next unit, you will learn about the troubleshooting scenario and the help menu. Okay, let's do this. Woohoo! That's that. Okay, I'll finish off with this. I'm not sure if you're just seeing my reflection, if you're actually looking outside. Yeah, I might edit this. Thanks for watching.